Anyone hear me? Yeah. I'm going to be recording it. And it'll automatically be posted on YouTube. So, let's see here. I think we're all ready to go. I believe so. Can you all see my screen? Everyone see what's going on? No. So they edit those videos before they post them. Anyways, I'm testing this one out and seeing how it works, seeing if it does good. See how it does. You guys can see and hear me. I'm hoping. Trying to shut some stuff down here. So I'm using less bandwidth. All right. So, basically, what I was going to go over today was adding on to winning positions. And you guys wanted to know how I do it. Let me pull up a GJ chart here. So I'm going to use this for example because that's what I did this week. And it'll be easier that way. Okay, so daily. We have daily GJ. Put some fibs on here. Okay. Here on the daily, we had almost a 61% retracement, basically a 50. That's where most of our support came from, was the 50% retracement. Um, basically, I just bought the daily 50% retracement, and I held and added more positions from there. Now, looking at a daily chart, you go, okay, where would you add? This is where I'd switch over to a 1 hour chart. Okay. We come down to the 1 hour chart. From here, I just add on all retracements. So I would add right here on this 1 hour 50% retracement, again on this 1 hour 50% retracement. Right here, just as it pulls back, you know, whenever it pulls make money. So really after the first time we come down, we would know we were in a range. There's actually a bigger range and then a tighter range in here. Whenever we start ranging, you start bouncing off of the same support and resistance. Start adding tops and bottoms, you know. Either you could do a whole bunch of things there. You could sell at the top, buy at the bottom. I preferred to buy at the bottom. You know, originally whenever this spike happened, I added right here on the retracement after this huge pin bar down. That was some news. That was the FOMC meeting on what, Wednesday? And basically, you know, you just kind of look at your retracement. So here we had 38. I added here again. I added here again. Now remember, I got these trades down here that are fully in profit at the moment. So, you know, the thing is, okay, if you have an open trade gain, so you have an open trade that's winning, what's the best indicator that you're in the right way? Well, you got a winning trade. You got a trade that continually, hour after day, 4 hour after 4 hour chart, keeps going into the positive. You don't need any other indicators. You've got a trade that's going in the positive. Should have been screencasting there. We're getting some sort of indicator that I was screencasting. So let's see here. Can you see my charts now? The thing is, I don't have. Yes, I do have a window open. You hear me? You know that's going on YouTube. Okay.
No, you stay in the room or you go out back.
So now you should be able to see my screen.
Go in your room.
Can you guys see my screen? Can you hear me? Really need to do this. Okay, you can see now. Cool. It'll take me a little while to get used to this software, but I think it'll do a much better job than the other software I had, because this automatically and have as many users as I want, and I automatically post to YouTube as soon as I'm done and whatnot, because it goes through Google anyways. So we'll give this one a shot for a little while, see how well it works. You know, anytime you're in a range, it's a good time to add, you know. And I'm basing my whole week off of last week, and that was this daily retracement. And I know a big drop like this usually scares a lot of people, and to me, yeah, we zoom out the chart, GJ is most definitely in an uptrend. Yeah, we had good retracement. That's freaking awesome. You know, an excellent place to add for the next 1,000, 2,000 pips, in my opinion. Add and hold. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I do. You could even zoom in even tighter, you know, if you wanted to, like say on a 15-minute chart. I really don't like going that small personally, but you really could 15-minute, 5-minute, take every retracement, you know, that you see after your initial entry. My initial entry was right here in the red box. That was my initial buy at 147.82. From there, I could have added anywhere in this range every time it hit a low in the range. Could have moved my fibs. And added on each pullback, even on a 15-minute chart. Yeah. I usually do hour though. 15-minute just gets me to, I really think the price is moving a lot more than what it actually had, and I end up getting backwards up there. So I wait. This was a good ad this morning here. Getting in at the 149, 150 area. That was definitely a good ad. So as far as stop losses go, you know, take my stop and place it underneath a lot of these lows here as I move day after day. Try to keep it out of recent price action range. There. Had you put one here, however, you would have been definitely stopped out, but I would have been stopped out in profit. But my stop was just barely above break even. I had all my trades at 148. Yeah, generally the consolidation that you get to, that's going to be a demand zone. You know, it's going to be a demand area. So if you got demand right here, what's the likelihood that it's going to come back to it? It's more than likely that it'll come back to it. So whenever you got demand, and it's going to come back to the demand area, you want to keep your stops out away from that, below it, else you're going to get stopped out. And then you know what's going to happen. You're going to get stopped out, and price is going to drop down like it did right here. Okay. And what's going to happen with this drop is it's going to drop back down to the demand area, and then it's going to take off again. That's almost exactly what it did right here. We dropped down. It could have went a little bit farther. I would have been happier if it had dropped down to like 149.50 area. But the thing was, we also had a lot of demand from the news on Wednesday in these two spikes. There's a lot of people that got stuck here. That jumped in right after the news chasing price. So we had good demand there just in those two spikes. So we had our drop back down into demand, is what I would say today. It was a good place to add. And now we're ready for the run up. If we go back over to our daily chart. Okay. Do some of this stuff if I can. Daily target here, 166.85. So you can see we have a really good, nice target. So can you guys still hear me? Am I doing all right? Am I? You can see now. Hopefully you can hear me now. As far as I can tell, it looks like it's still working. I got microphone, video, screen sharing. Any questions? I see no questions as of yet. Not sure how delayed this thing is either, so. Cool. Thanks for coming in, Rafael. Rafaelo. Ra. All good. Cool. It's working. Great. Well, that's nice to know because it's hard for me to tell on my end. I think I'm broadcasting. I think everybody can hear me, see my screen. I don't know unless someone says something. Especially whenever I'm dealing with new software, whatnot. So, I know this goes against a lot of my original, I've got many different methods basically of the way I trade and what I look at, what I look for. Because there are many different things out there that work. It's just what works for you. What can you put together that makes sense for your time that you have to put into it, and everything that you got to, everything in your arsenal that'll help you trade better. A lot of it just comes from price action, from just sitting here, watching charts, watching price movement. You start to learn different stuff. Okay. Right here, for instance, this drop down that we had this morning. What time was that? Okay. A lot of times when I talk about momentum, it's not a momentum indicator. I'm looking at the size of the bars. Okay, from 3 a.m. my time until 11 a.m. my time, GJ dropped. Okay, now this is what I'm looking at as far as momentum. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars that are down. Okay, these 8 down bars cover 216 pips, right? So 8 hours, 8 bars, 216 pips. 1 hour after that, we've got 1 up bar of 119 pips. So it recovered over 50% of what it took 8 hours to go down. We suddenly recovered 50% of that in one 1 hour bar at 120 pips. Where did the big guys get in? You think they were getting in as this thing slowly dropped? Or do you think they got in right here on this one big up bar? I would have to say they got in right here on this one big up bar. Same thing over here. You know, we've got 2 huge up bars here. So they got in here. This down bar here, I'd have to say, was probably profit taking. I don't think it was big guys getting short. I'm pretty sure all the big guys are long this right now. So back bomb. That other stuff's in there. The Raleighs is in there. So, anyways, you guys have any questions? What do you think? Okay, how do I know price won't reverse? Well, I never do. No one ever does. I mean, you don't really know that price won't reverse. This is where you look at the price action, look at the retracements. Generally, most of the time in an uptrend, you're going to get 50 to 61% retracement on hour and above charts. If you see it on a daily retracement, it's fairly rare. 50% retracement on a daily is a good buy. Look at the euro US dollar. I bought here today. I haven't added to EU in a long time. Since like over here. Since like April. I haven't messed with the EU since April. May. Bought in right down here somewhere. I knew it was May. No, it was the first drop on the weekly chart. So, looking at a daily, euro US dollar, on the last wave up, we have 50% retracement. What do you think is going to happen from here? You think this is going to keep dropping? Think it's going to continue up? I believe it'll continue up. If we change this to a 4-hour, we can see it just as easy on a 4-hour. However, the fib's slightly different on the 4. This was a chart that I had up earlier. So, and one other thing here, property. That stuff bugs me. Time. Freaking time zone. too. I don't want that on there. Common. There we go. Okay, so if we start marking our support and resistance areas here, right, put a whole bunch of them here all over the place, because there are a whole bunch of them. So we zoom in and look at the latest one, which is right here on the 4-hour chart. Right here in this area we had resistance in the blue box. So price comes up, hits, comes and hits, comes and hits, hits. Finally, it takes off. Okay. So it finally breaks through this particular resistance, runs up. We drop that 50% retracement, right? And old resistance becoming new support. Awesome place to buy. Especially even if we had some moving averages in there. Let's put our 50 in, our 100 in. Put our 200 in. Okay. So you can even see here on the moving average, it dropped straight through the 50, 38% retracement in the 100 moving average, gave us some support. We broke through that. Almost hit the 200. It's a possibility that we still touch that 200 before this thing really takes off and goes back up again. The two, right here at this 50 and this old resistance becoming new support right here. This is why I bought here today. Basically have this thing on a daily, but if we look at a daily, put our bids on this wave, we'll zoom in. Oh. So here on the daily, we 50% retracement. We've got that same support line here. This was resistance for 1, 2, 3 days. At 3 days of resistance here before we broke through and ran up out of it hard. Whenever we return to it, we're spiking back out of it. Right off the 200-day simple moving average. So it's possible we don't see that again on the 4-hour. Could be a gap there. But we got the 200 here. We got the 50 about to cross the 200. The 50 is above the 100. 50 crosses the 200. The 100 will eventually cross the 200. They will be in alignment. They'll be saying, hey, we're in an uptrend because the 50 above the 100 and 100 above the 200. They'll be in alignment showing an uptrend. By the time they actually show that we're in an uptrend, from that alignment alone, it's going to be at 140. Okay. So why not buy here at a 200-day moving average bounce, a 50% daily retracement bounce? Just because we had 2-3 days before that of dropping on some news, is that really going to change the trend? No, not in my opinion. Is trend something based off of a 5-minute chart? No, not in my opinion. You can scalp on 5 minutes. You can scalp on 15. 1 hour is good for an entry, but you need your daily and your weekly to determine your trend. Which way is it going to go over the longer term? That's where you're going to make easy money without having to fight the markets. See, that was the thing for me, is learning how to not fight the markets all the time. How to take losses easily, take them quick, take them small, not fight the markets, get in at the right time. I could be totally wrong on that 50%, but so far I'm in profit about 30 pips, so I'm pretty happy with where I'm in at, and I plan on holding as long as I possibly can. Yes, it can all be applied to the 5-minute charts also, Dave. The thing with 5-minute charts is that they are small. They're not, they're not a high trending time frame. They're for getting in and getting out. Day trading. Maybe I've ran it 2-3 days at a time on a 5-minute chart. Like for example, on this daily right here. On this daily, there's a lot of 5 minutes in here. Over all these days of all this up. And there are some areas here where you could have started this on a 5-minute chart and ran it for a week and made nothing but profit the whole week. But yeah, it all applies pretty much no matter what time frame chart you use. But you really need the daily and the weekly to give you your main trend. Okay. So here on the weekly, okay, we're at the 100-week moving average. I'm going to move my fibs back to the way they should be on the weekly. So we had our retracement down. This was my first buy here. Basically 50-61% retracement. Bounce at the 50-week moving average. Same thing here. We had a bounce at the 50-week. See how we went from the 50-week here to the 100-week here. 100-week proved as resistance. Back down, 50-week proved as support. Right back up through the 100 to the 200-week. Proved as resistance. Back down to the 100-week, proving as support at the moment. I'm still expecting my target on the weekly chart, because we have reverse trend on the 147.34. We mark weekly support resistance here. A lot of times it correlates with some fibs for us. But I would trust these weekly support and resistances more than the smaller ones. They're going to be stronger. Because the thing is with the weekly, it's a long time before you see them back there again. Right, exactly. The daily or the weekly is your main trend, and you're on a 5-minute and it keeps dropping and the fibs keep dropping, you wait. You wait until you get that reversal, or until you hit a spot on a higher time frame, like today, whenever we hit the 50% daily retracement, 200-day moving average. That's where you start. Okay, that'll be your first one. Then if we drop to the 5-minute, we wait for that reversal. So here we got it going down. We retrace 75%. We come back down. We're probably going to bounce somewhere in here. Probably not today, of course. It's Friday. But this is probably going to prove as pretty good pretty good support on EU at the moment. We're probably going to bounce off of this 50. We'll get a close up here. So that happens, and we just keep running the 5-minute from here on. We start moving our fibs on the 5-minute chart. So it's really just a matter of looking at it, watching and waiting. We're getting like a bull flag here, a bull pennant on GJ. It'll probably wind this down into the end of the day here. Till I'm done. Till I'm done. All the way until I'm done. So this is probably going to round out our day on GJ, finishing up this pennant right here. Price action patterns. Yeah, basically is what I've done is I've learned a little bit of everything when it comes to trading, and put together and used everything that I've seen, and you know, sometimes stuff works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes what I think I'm seeing really isn't what I'm seeing. But trend line support and resistance fits, moving averages, they all work pretty good. Well, on the weekly chart on EU, we have the 100 SMA. So here on the weekly, we got the 100 simple moving average right here. Anytime you hit these moving averages on weeklies and dailies, they're going to be pretty strong resistance and support most of the time. There's more. Today it was more everything I was looking at was daily than anything else. So we had the daily 50% retracement, daily 200 SMA. So I hope this was a decent, I'll have to rewatch this video after it's done and see how it all came out. So, I think it was a good test for today, and I'll try to get into doing a webinar once a week and go over stuff for people. And it'd be really nice if I can do that. Try to do it on Thursdays or something. Thursdays or Fridays. So anyways, hopefully that answered some questions. Add on 1 hour pullbacks. Keep your stops out of recent price action. And don't over risk it. You know, the thing is, you don't want all your eggs in one basket, basically. You don't want all your risk on one trade, because if you're going to be adding and you're going to be taking advantage of a full move, you want to be able to have margin available to allow for price fluctuation and also to add on to your position. Build your margin. So anyways, I think I'll sign off for today unless you guys have any other questions, concerns, comments. And we'll take this as the test webinar and start getting these done once a week. How does that sound? So thanks for coming, and we'll hit it again next week. Sweet.